Welcome back to another episode of Net Talk. I'm Alex.
I'm Mitch.
And we're coming at you live. Not live.
Are we? I was like, whoa.
I just like saying it. After round one of Australian Volleyball Super League. Good first round. Action-packed. And then there's still a lot of volleyball going on around the world. But how's your week been?
This is just going to be known as the sleepy podcast because both of us are exhausted and tired.
If we look tired, it's because we are.
It's because we are. So that's my shame. Zero sleep the last probably, and this is just probably a byproduct of AVL, funny enough, is like training at Dandenong. Like I live on the other side of the city, so it takes me like an hour and a half to get home. And there's actually players that play in the team that their travel time is way further.
Yeah.
I get home at like 11 at night. It takes me a while to wind down. So I reckon I just don't So that's it.
Yeah.
And then Slay can be uni games is next week. So that'll be nice to get on the Gold Coast and just like leave the girls to fend for themselves while I go to the beach.
Yeah, this is a uni games preview episode. We're going to go through the 30 unis and their rosters.
And try and guess what they're going to be like.
Yeah. There might be a few of those AVL guys showing up at uni games. There's a fair few around the league.
That would be a good laugh, I reckon.
There's none from Victoria.
No, there is. Several of the girls are going to be there.
Oh.
Yeah. For like other the university I'm coaching, which is annoying. Like whatever.
That's all right. I don't get the same excuse because I'm not doing anything other than not utilising my time correctly with just other commitments. But my shame is that I've got very minimal prep, the body's sore because I've been sleeping poorly and still trying to like train and do other stuff. And then
it'd be like that sometimes.
When we finish, I'm going to go home, put some clothes in the dryer and then pack them in hopefully 3 hours after. So
put the dryer on extra hot.
Yeah.
Just hope for the best.
And then the other shame, this is a little bit of the contribution of why I've been getting up pre 6 a.m. is Melbourne Uni colleges, like people that live on campus, they do a little intercollegiate sport thing. I think I spoke about it last year because it's always a bit of fun. And they ask some club members to come ref. Man, it's such rubbish volleyball, but it's so fun to watch because it's just like
just chaos.
I had a conversation with someone today because someone from the college because he's like, "Oh, you play at the club? Like, I want to come play. Like, you reckon I'd get in your team?" And I was like,
"Yeah, look.
Well, maybe like 6 divs lower probably because it's just like imagine people from high school that played just at school sport, not even school's cup, like the people that played it
like
in PE.
Yeah, that's it.
That just do that again. So never any training, but then now you're just like slightly more coordinated, but still not coordinated enough to understand how a volleyball works. And it's just so funny.
Just chaos. Did you ever just think like, oh, I just hit one ball to prove?
No, I thought I could live at a college just to
prove your
play
point.
in this league. Yeah. But one of the funny things is there's always a couple of people that like know volleyball or watch it. So we'll talk about how like AVL is using FIVB rules of the no double touch and other stuff. And this morning, the first game of the day, so literally like 5 points in, one of the guys, like it's probably like 3 service errors and 8 free balls and 10 lifts. Someone goes, "They're screening." And I was like, "What are you on about? Like, shut up."
As if you even know what that is.
Yeah. And then he's like, double. And I was like, well, if we're playing by the rules, do you reckon social volleyball gets FIVB rules of no doubles anymore? And
well, if he's asking for screens, give him the whole package. Like,
well, they were doing the you can stand wherever on serve.
Yeah.
And then on reception, they weren't going back to the correct spot.
They probably just forgot.
I was literally like, oh, he goes, no, you can stand wherever you want now. And I was like, no, what do you mean? What? So it became rotationless, but it was all for the content and for it to be fun. So there was no stress.
Social volleyball clearly is its own genre of volleyball. Yeah, it's just completely different.
Completely separate.
It's so funny.
There's not much resemblance. Resemblance?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there really isn't. But it's good fun. That's what it's there for.
It's good fun. The serious juniors are currently playing at AYVC, so that's kind of the only thing going on around the country.
Yeah.
Under 18s and lower. Correct?
Yeah, I think it goes down to under 14s this year, which is good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Like I've just seen all the social media. I haven't seen like actual like updates or anything, so I don't know like if anyone's doing well but we'll probably get results.
Just photos of people holding signs.
Legitimately, that's half the social media, which is great. But it'd be cool to like for whoever's around that tournament to give like age group breakdown. I don't know. It'd be cool.
Or you start to see as they get to finals, each state always goes live on Instagram when they're standing on the sideline, and it's like the last 10 points of gold medal match, and that's always fun to see and watch. So.
And then in the international team, the Men's World Championships is on, and it's just the most bizarre thing I think I've seen.
Yeah.
In the sense that like we had it in our Discord that either Iran or Czech are going to make the semi-final. And it's just like, what's going on? Like, to be fair, Iran looked pretty good. I don't know what on earth Czech has done to figure out their way to a semi-final or to a potential semi-final.
Yeah.
The other three semi-final, they're pretty much decided. I think USA.
Well, USA
Italy,
plays
Poland.
Bulgaria, and it's like...
Oh, I thought they played this morning.
No, they play at 10 p.m. tonight.
Got my PM and AMs.
They could, like, Bulgaria could upset USA.
Yeah.
Probably won't happen because USA's actually been looking pretty good with
they're young
opposite
guns.
and still having Micah Christensen. Like, you're probably...
They look good. They just look... They look a bit more youthful. Let's start with that because they don't have all their old guys. But they actually don't look that bad for it. Like these guys, well, they're in the quarterfinals. So but yeah, someone in the Discord mentioned it that Bulgaria rely a lot on the Nikolovs, and it's like that is very true. So if one of them has a bad game, it's
surprisingly every now and again their middles can pop up. Like Petkov had a good game.
He's in the top three blockers for the tournament or something.
Yeah. So like they do still have a little bit of something going on, but it's just like we talked about how upsetting. Like there were so many upsets. Japan didn't make it out of the pool. France lost to Finland. Like those teams made it through. And then round of 16, whittles it back down, sort of got some things back in line.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't think you could even argue against it. The top two teams are Poland and Italy, as usual. And one of them can't make the finals because of how the ladder shook out. They play each other in the semi.
Yeah.
So it just means unlucky. But
it's...
And then imagine if Iran upsets USA in a semi-final because it's like also... kind of possible. We'll talk about how Iran's had a few down years, and I was thinking back to the last time I really watched them was like Saeed Maroof as their setter.
Yeah. But it's completely off topic, but I watched a coaching clinic by John Sporall the other day, and he was saying how like Iran in like 2010s, the reason why they were so good is because they had Maroof and because they used to run the most complex drift and float routes through the middle. And I just found that really interesting because I was watching some footage and it looks like they're back. But food for thought that John Sproul was saying that a lot of other countries struggle to do that because it takes so long because those routes are actually very, like some of the most technical routes to run in volleyball. So I found that really interesting.
Yeah.
But maybe Iran is back. Who knows?
Maybe.
So I think you said there's one more quarterfinal tonight. But for everyone listening, it'll be the night before.
Yeah.
Given
before the semis are set, see Mickey Leto, someone else said in one of our group chats, see Mickey Leto just catch and throw some balls all game long.
That's all he does now. I think he's just resting the shoulder for something that's going to pay him a lot more and more important, the club season coming up. But yeah, there's a lot of throwing going around. I do wonder if they'll, because we've seen the doubles rules adjusted and that has been adjusted for MAVSL as well, which is, I really like it. I think it's great. So and then there's talk of, and I didn't realize this till the other day, there's actually talk of them revisiting the reach rule because, and for those who are wondering like why they're changing all these rules, they're trying, as the sport grows, they're trying to make the quality sort of the same in terms of athletes and all that sort of stuff, but they're also trying to make it better for spectators. Yeah. So doubles was one of the main things where everyone in the crowds that doesn't really know volleyball that much. It's like, what just happened? Why did the play stop?
Why did that person not jump and hit? Now you get a stinky ball out of their hands and you still see someone try and crack it or fix it.
And the argument stands, and I really like this argument of if you're just going to throw hands at the ball and it's going to be an awful touch and it stays on your side, you're still at a disadvantage because the set hasn't been good.
Yeah.
Like that's why they developed the technique of good setting, is because it's more accurate, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise everyone will just throw their hands at the ball willy-nilly and hope that it goes to the spot.
Or some at AVL, like you see players with a little extra confidence of throwing their hands at a long ball, and yes, it's stinky, but you're setting a ball now 15 meters, like
and like,
more than beyond a court, and you're just
and like if that ball lands on a dime, like awesome. The only people that benefit is the spectators, and everyone who's playing, because it's a higher quality. Higher quality is where you can make the argument of like, is that a high quality setting? Whatever. But they're talking about that for reaches as well, which I find really interesting because that's another one. But anyway, so I wonder if they will maybe look at revisiting the throwing, because there's a lot of it going on. Me personally, I love it.
I think it has to be just toned back just a little bit, because there's now just too much real redirection late.
There's a lot of it.
Like there is cross body straight.
Like I'm going to redirect this ball like, 18 times while
like, because the defense is it's down with the arm swing, but it's like, but you're going like, because as soon as it comes into an arm swing, they call a lift, but it's going not.
Yeah, it's not
natural,
really but like, because I remember, I think a referee was telling me a while ago, this might have been before the current quad change of rules, but like there was something to do with like the relation of how much like of your elbow could be bent during the motion or something. I remember something vaguely about that.
Well, it's immediate, like I feel like I've noticed this. Maybe I just am catching it. I feel like people have already progressed that as a skill from being the one hand dump to now there's no issue telegraphing it. Yeah. Let's go two hands. Yeah. Because you then get extra control and you just put it doesn't matter because someone's jumping up with you when you jump. They're not watching your hands because you haven't put your hands up yet. Yeah. So as a blocker, you're going, and then it's like, it doesn't matter what you telegraph. They can't fix it from left hand up to then two hands.
And I guess that's why we've started to see like blockers sort of trying to see those cues and then pull away. Like, or like you see Ishikawa was one of the few that started like going with the fists on the block. Because it's like, how many guys you block with your fingers versus your wrists? Like, I find it really interesting. Yeah. But anyways, food for thought all aside, you can let us know in the comments what you think of all that. MAVSL round 1 is done.
It's done.
It is gone as quickly as it came.
Yeah, it went quick.
True.
Lots of broadcasts on KO for those at home. Tried to watch one from in the stadium, just on the phone.
I will say the KO broadcast quality is pristine. It's it's very nice. Yeah. The courtside cameras, the end view, the way they're doing the replays, like it all looks very, very polished. Yeah.
In studio commentator's good. Yep. Courtside commentator stinks, but that's all right. Only for one game.
Just you specifically. Yeah. No, it was fine.
That was going to be my other shame, actually, was my courtside commentary. Was not as bad. Maybe it wasn't that great. But someone said to me, you didn't get thrown to a whole lot during the game. And I was like, yeah,
you didn't.
The sort of start of the game, the earpiece I had in was I was trying to get the channel fixed so I could hear the commentator.
Oh, so you couldn't hear
I was hearing cam controls and it was one, camera 2, back court, side court, back court. And I was like,
where am I going?
And then someone was like, and then there was a couple times, Alex, can you hear me? Alex, can you hear me? And I'm like, who's speaking to me? Is it God?
I want to go back and watch and just see you sitting somewhere like literally looking around like this.
Hello? Well, because then someone on the raised camera at MSAC did speak down to me. And, and I was like, sorry, I'm here, finger on the ear, talking into the microphone. And he goes, no, I'm above you. And I was like, well, now it is God speaking down to me.
Living your best secret agent life with the earpiece.
But I think Jonathan Fogarty was the in-stadium commentator for all these games. I think he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, he was good. Me and some others were playing a game of which washed out player side commentator did it better. You were Regan Fathers. I think he beat you out a little bit.
I think he beat me out as the player side as well.
I don't think he's washed out at all, actually. Yeah, I think he could still very much play. But it was really good. It's nice to see like people like that whole package come together.
Yeah.
As like sideline commentators that are ex-players that know a lot about the game that can interview coaches. And I would like to see what, and this is feedback for like next year. I would love to see what we do in VNL, where it's like between sets 2 and 3 when the change happens in AVSL as well. Some mid-game interviews. Mid-game interviews.
During game,
just to extend it a little bit. And that would be a really good part of the game, I think.
And for those of you that don't have KO, you can now watch the recaps and highlight reels that have been posted on YouTube.
We're not
Unfortunately, one of them still has the pending screen for the
I did
first
see
minute,
that.
and I was like, oh, damn it. Just a little bit of an editing error, but I think you could fix that in post. After it's been posted, you can trim it, but
we'll just leave a comment for them. Let them know.
But that's good for those that don't have KO or a brother with a subscription.
Oh, handy. Or a housemate with a subscription for us. The only bad thing I'll say about the KO broadcast is I think the replay system needs some adjustment, just because I don't know if you found this, but like occasionally the replay would bleed into like the current point that was going on.
Yeah, well, it's just a timing thing.
It's just, it can be hard. VNL does it as well, but I would love to see that like figured out just a little bit. But round 1 recap, we'll start with chronological, which is Storm versus Heat.
Storm versus Heat.
Go with the women.
Yeah, we can jump on the women's first because it was a good game. I was trying to get the results up actually because it wasn't posted on the website.
I've got the results.
Oh, you've got them.
Yeah. So we got to gas up the Instagram page for the Super League because last year we were quite critical that they just never posted results on Instagram. It was all the states, but now they're doing it, which is good. There's one more thing we want, and that is just the ladder on the Instagram every week. But
and the scores underneath.
The scores underneath. I feel like there was that.
Yeah, I just couldn't see it anymore, but I was trying to remember off the top of my noggin what these score breakdowns were. Doesn't particularly matter for the first game of the weekend, which was
5-0.
The women Storm versus the Canberra Heat. It was a 5-0. It was relatively close.
It was quite close.
The first couple sets were that 18-16 margin, sort of close. Power plays were pretty effectively used by both sides. Just felt like Canberra was struggling just that little bit. And they just haven't found, as we spoke about in the preview, they haven't quite found the replacement for Kiani Dodd or Chloe Walker, was it as well?
Chloe Walker, yeah.
Like there's just a couple players that were pretty impactful last year that just weren't replaced, but someone will step up into that role, no doubt, over the next 4 rounds.
And despite this team looking quite young and inexperienced with AVSL, they actually kept up with a very experienced Adelaide Storm. 5-0 looks bad, but like this, it's like when we say like a 3-0 in a genuine game, but it's like 25-23. Like this is kind of what that was. It was still a very competitive match.
Like no particular glaring issues from like any stat categories that look particularly bad. Everyone attacked relatively okay. Like it's just tough when you come up against a team as experienced as Storm.
Yeah.
And then they also get a new beach player that steps into the role and plays pretty well in Ruby Van Loo, played really well for them on the weekend. So it is very tough.
And like I think their captain and most experienced player on the Canberra Heat team still did really well. She's in the top 10 scorers, Holly Uren. Playing honestly quite a good match, walking away with 12 kills. But when you've only got one of those players on your team, but then Adelaide have 2 top scorers in Sarah Gould and Rebecca Reeve, walking away with 15 and 13 kills away respectively. It's pretty hard to stop that, I think.
Yeah, and even the Storm middles were extremely effective with Beth Carey captain, 66%. Kill efficient, 8 kills on 12 attacks. Vicky Wright, 8 kills on 14 attacks. Although, like, Jaya Burkett was also 7 of 14 for the Canberra Heat. So, like, it was a pretty efficient game from both sides. It's just Canberra Heat, Holly Uren took a lot of the offensive load with 36 attempts.
It's a lot.
Which is a lot. Like, that's why you expect kill percentage to fall a little bit, but it's just very, very difficult. And there was a lot of blocking and repeated plays, long rallies. They just missed those the quick way to end a point here and there.
I think they had a lot of opportunities. They just didn't quite take it. Opportune moments, like especially later in the set, because both of the starts of these sets were quite point for point.
Yeah.
But moving on to the men, the Adelaide Storm and Canberra Heat. This was 4-1. So Canberra Heat men stealing a set, which is good for them. Every set counts for 2 championship points. The Adelaide Storm just looked really good. Even despite not having Nathan Roberts, Will Mercer, and Regan Fathers. They do have Finley Bennett. He was there.
He was there.
He was pretty bloody good.
He had 34 attacks, 15 kills, was really, really solid. That is why, though, my fear for them is who steps up for that.
When he's not there.
1 week that he's not there, maybe 2.
Do we know who they versed that week?
I didn't track it. I was supposed to note that down, but I've forgotten it.
It's probably like quite important, I reckon.
Yeah, I think it was the 11th of October round. So they are playing Phoenix, so maybe they'd be okay.
Yeah, we'll see. But so Finley Bennett doing really, really well, walking away with like 22 points total, 2 block points, 18 attack points, as you said, 2 aces.
Yeah.
I like this year they've got power play points. He's got 6, so that's pretty handy as well. It means that they find him when they're in power play moments, which is handy. The other really good player from Adelaide Storm, who we play against quite a lot at Warrnambool actually, Simon Coate.
Yeah.
11 points total, 10 kills and a block, I believe.
Yeah.
Which is like good, but also that's a big difference between your main scorer and your second scorer.
Yeah.
If your main scorer steps out, as you said, like who gets the rest of that load?
Yeah, I don't know if you touched on. Sorry, I zoned out when I was just checking something that I'll come back to in a moment. But Charlie Disbury as well was 80% kill percentage through the middle, 8 of 10, which was just like really strong showing. He was one of the top middles last year.
Yeah,
had a couple real standout games, which is probably really important. And then on the Canberra Heat side, Levi Beard had a really good one. This is actually a little bit of the behind the scenes of courtside commentating. Was when I was getting set up, trying to hear the commentator. It was while this game was happening. So I had the earpiece in. I could hear the commentator, Jonathan, talking about the Heat versus Storm game, and I heard Levi Beard a lot. So then when I went back and rewatched and
you're like,
that makes sense. That did make sense why it was said so often.
But interesting on this leaderboard that I'm looking at the moment, leading scorer for Canberra Heat is actually a middle.
Yeah.
10 points for the whole game, 4 of them power point. I don't know if they're adding up their power points. They must be because they are worth 2.
If you click on, if you are looking at stats as well, you can see power play points won by each individual because Finley Bennett scored 6 power play points.
I did say that while you were zoned out.
Sorry.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Rex Merriweather is a middle walking away with 10 points. When your middle's walking away like that, you're in a decent spot, I think, which is pretty handy. But yeah, Levi Beard, pretty good as well.
Yeah. And then to wrap up this game and go back to the Finley Bennett round that he is missing is when they play Vipers on the 18th of October.
Oh.
He will be at Under-21 Beach World Champs.
So will James Kay.
So will James Kay. So it'll be an opposite-less game.
From both teams.
I was going to say that might be based on when we talk about that game later. Yeah. That'll probably matter in the final round of the season to shake out this ladder. It's only the top 4 teams qualify.
Yeah. Don't spoil it.
Don't spoil it. All right, next game.
We'll go to the women. So this is Vipers versus New South Wales. This one was interesting. Vipers came out really slow, and like I can say that because I was there.
Yes,
and it just was nerves, I think, for them that we've worked out. And New South Wales, they came out really fast and good. Matawana Gibbons was outrageously good this game.
Oh, actually incredible. And Michaela Stevens is just a tremendous setter.
Yeah. We gassed her up and Annie Tang up because they played ABC.
Yeah.
But it's not until you get in an environment where you see them in person that you realize how good these players are. Annie Tang is also like, I don't know what she is in centimeters, but she's actually huge. Like I walked past her and I was like, oh my Lord, that she can get up there. And she was hitting balls. In the New South Wales just scored outrageously.
They just did really well through a lot of different attackers. It kind of felt like they had multiple people firing at the same time, which makes it really hard to respond as a player, which I'm sure is what brought a lot of the stress for some of those Vipers players on court.
Yeah.
I can talk about it. I'm not on the sideline. I'm a bit back further off the sideline, but it is just so stressful when there's a lot of recovery and keeping balls in play, but New South Wales is running through multiple attackers. Zara, their middle, had such a tremendous game. Like, it's just absurd to think, like a little bit of an undersized middle, probably looks like it next to Annie Tang as well.
Yeah.
But just is so dynamic and blocked really well as well.
And just got really good looks in transition play. So did Annie Tang.
Yeah.
But this is like we just simply got outscored by New South Wales. So put this into perspective. New South Wales have 4 players that have total more than 10 points. Matuana Gibbons is sitting at 16 and Sarah Gould sitting at 13.
Yeah.
So like when you've got, and Vipers, you have to go down the list a little bit for we've got a bunch of scorers all on 6, whereas they've got a bunch of scorers all on 10 and above. So
which is just how it went, where a few players like you rotated through to see who could do something. There was a little bit of lightning and sparks towards the end of that second and start of the third, with Christy Langford coming on and having a really good game and service run, which sort of sparked a little bit to then get everything flowing. And that's what sort of turned it around, where this could have gotten away and been probably was never going to be a 5-0 walloping. But like, it was getting away a little bit. That second set, I think the score ended up being 18-16, but it was 17-11.
And then Christie came on and served outrageously well.
It could have felt a little bit worse, but these players on the Vipers side can be confident in themselves that they're coming up against, surprisingly, like one of the stronger teams. Maybe wasn't 100% mentally prepared for it to be coming out of the gate round 1, but to then win 2 of the next 3 sets and
walk away with the bonus point
and treat it in this format. It's not really a loss. The bonus point, losing 3-2 with the bonus point, is basically a draw. There's 1 championship point in it. Like on the ladder, it's 6 versus 5. Like,
and it's honestly like and we spoke about this with the players, and I'm sure other teams that have lost this weekend have done the similar conversations where it's like, we walked away with a bonus point and we straight up played not great. So it's like all we have to do is improve small areas here and there, and suddenly we're in a really good position. But credit to New South Wales, they played ridiculously well. Like they just outscored us like crazy. And in an away round, first game of the season, that's pretty good to do that. In saying that, they got a lot of experience on that side.
Then the men's game, which followed between the Phoenix and the Vipers, was pretty high energy, high octane. You see a couple of the Vipers players are actually in the really high usage, high kill amount. But probably what snuck into this game was the errors. A lot of the categories, and you look at them, they're performing well, they're playing well. A lot of feedback from other people watching the game with me was they look good. Like, how are the sets getting away from them? But the thing New South Wales did really well was a real dynamic offense. Probably should have harped on it a little bit more with the post-game interview that I got to do with Robbie Murdoch, was like, should have asked more about what's it like to have such a versatile team with one true middle. For those watching it, like that watched at home or catching the highlights, they've only got one true middle in their roster of 10, Pascal Eckerman. We should start sharing our nicknames because I love calling him Pascal Siakam. He's an NBA player. He's just a really good middle, but he's kind of like the only true middle there. So you see sometimes they're opposite right-sided Boschietta slotting through the middle. You see Seth Chen setting from the middle in one rotation here or there if things are going wrong. Because they're sort of rotating through them here or there. And they've got a fair few guys that can play middle. Henry Moffat, their opposite, who had a pretty, like a quietly good game, can play middle as well. But then it's like their outsides just were very, very efficient and consistent in Fraser Garrett and Rob Murdoch.
Yeah. This is like where we have to go on a little bit of a tangent and like a little bit of a like preface this by saying that the fact this is where we say stats aren't a lot of the equation. And when we say a lot of the equation, we mean a lot of the equation. Because you would look at this and you would look at the top 10 stats from the weekend and sort of go, oh, there's 4 Melbourne Vipers players they would have won, but they didn't. They lost out, but they scored really, really well, those players, and they played really, really well. But as you said, like I think errors caught them at not so great times. Like I think I remember they actually came back in the first set quite a way. They were 16, 17 down and then like net touched or something. A not great place ball or whatever it was. So just like those errors at like really unfortunate times cost them pretty hard, I think.
Yeah, it is still, this game was probably it was the only one that was, actually no, I was going to say it was the closest, but Queensland Steel was definitely closer.
Yeah.
But that fifth set it was still all up to grab.
Yeah.
New South Wales had a little bit of a lead and then it went down but they still had their power play. And I thought they're going to power play, they'll run away with it, it'll be okay. They went 0 of 3 in their power play in that fifth set. Oh, really? And I was like, damn, all right, New South Wales played a good game, but you're down without a power play.
Yeah.
Unlucky. But then they were just quietly confident and consistent to get back a lead and just finish it off with standard volleyball.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, that is really all it's about, isn't it? Just like how well do you just play volleyball?
Yeah.
With or without the power plays.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Vipers the same thing as the women. Like they're in a good spot in the sense that like that's your first game of the season. And they were missing some key players from injury and just unavailabilities. So they're in a spot where it's like we essentially walked away with a draw because they did get the bonus point, staying within 10 points. So it's just a matter now of can you go and compete against teams that are like better than you and earn back those points to steal like a third spot or a fourth spot, as we talk about later. Like the standings will be really interesting and this might hurt in the long run, this results in New South Wales.
Yeah, like New South Wales, hopefully it inspires them a little bit, finishing 5th last year, that they've now got a win, but they need to perform in other games because even if they can get 1 or 2 sets off Steel, 1 or 2 sets off Queensland, win consistently against other teams, or try and win with a bit of margin, then that gets you championship points and can salt them.
Yeah.
Vipers probably can not be super concerned.
Yeah, probably
because you shake out this, whatever, come back to training with a bit extra focus and a few other players that will slot back into this team.
Yeah.
Because you're missing 3 of your potential starters, or 3 of your starters.
But moving on to what was probably one of the main games this weekend, just the Perth round, because all the kids were there and it was a big event. It was cool to see that there was just heaps of people in the stands. We'll start with the women, WA Steel versus Queensland Pirates. This one got away from the Pirates, I thought.
Yeah, I didn't think it was particularly going poorly. It did just sneak away.
And this one, to me, was interesting. I did a lot of viewing on this because we end up playing Queensland next week. This week, actually. Queensland Pirates looked really good in system, but WA looked really comfortable out of system.
Yeah.
And Queensland served the skin off the ball. Like WA didn't pass incredibly well on first touch, but they just scored so well out of system.
Yeah.
Shelby Ma being back and just, you put that ball anywhere near the net, she's just going to rip it and she scores insanely well like that. Same with Caitlin Wincup.
Yeah,
Same
Caitlin
thing.
Wincup, young athlete, I think she's only like 22 or 23, was tremendous because both of them are above 30 attempts. And they're both maintained above a 40% kill percentage, which is
outrageous.
Like that's so difficult to do versus, not as an insult, because it was also a tremendous game from Emma Burton with the most attacks we saw this weekend with 45 attacks. But as it comes with that high outer system load, was getting a bit more of just the tough, like try save us, please. Like,
Yeah.
and it just couldn't work. But it was a really solid game from her on the Pirates side, as well as like Rosie Alchin as on the outside as well. So it was just
I believe is quite young as well.
Yeah, it was just who could force the other team under more stress out of system. And Perth Steel was the best blocking team last year, and I think they've kept that identity a little bit.
I don't know if they used their middles an awful lot this game, actually, because Queensland seriously were serving so tough.
Yeah.
Elise Hislop only on, I think that's, only on 5 kills.
Yeah.
Out of
3 blocks.
3 blocks.
Leah Clayton, 3 blocks.
Yeah.
Jasmine Sarah, other outside, 3 blocks. Like,
yeah.
You get multiple players up there and then a fair few others with 1 block. Like, your whole lineup's getting 1, 2, or 3 with 3 is you're getting 15 blocks in a 5-set game. That's not bad.
Yeah, and I need to highlight an incredibly ridiculous stat line here. Shelby Ma with 33 attacks, 14 kills, 0 errors.
Yeah.
That is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
She got blocked 1 time, I think. So that's just a stupid stat line. Like, that's outrageous.
Yeah, that's so efficient.
And also to gas up Emma Burton as well. So she's had 45 attempts, which is probably on the heavier side, which we talked about. Like 45 attempts it's a lot. It's crazy. 14 kills though. It's annoying this only gives me percentage, but I'm assuming that is about 1 or 2 errors.
I think it's 1 error.
I think it's 1 error.
Because 45 attacks, 4.4%
is basically 1 error.
So
blocked 11% though. Interesting.
Yeah. But you can also track the amount of I was going to say, when she was blocking, you can see how many attacks went through her, and there was a lot of attacks as an opposite always. Yeah. You're getting the highest load through that channel because it was a stick-heavy game.
It was, as I said,
on offense.
It just looked like for at least 4 of these sets, it was very much who could out of system score better, and WA, without a doubt, could.
Yeah.
This was a really entertaining game.
It was close, but it was still trying to get that chip off their shoulder from semi-finals last year.
I think they had a bit of
where they're
venom.
like, oh my God, because it was 1v4 last year and Pirates proved that it doesn't matter, that it's one game in the finals. But so Steele's like, well, we'll put you back in your place, but realistically, like, you see what happens because Pirates will find their form again and get a win 100%. And
I like, some notable players from Pirates missing as well, like Scarlett Rudder was away. I don't know who that main the outside is, whether they'll go with Alchin or because Holly Mallet was their main outside from last year, but they're missing, I think, Alicia Stevens.
Yes.
I can't remember if she's on the team roster this year or not. She is. Okay, so I imagine she'll probably be back and they'll probably look different or familiar for last year's sort of systems that they developed. Moving on to the men though. This was a very entertaining match. This was a traditional reverse sweep.
Yes, it was.
So WA going up 2 sets and then Queensland just changing it around and then just getting the next 3 sets. And the wildest thing about the first 2 sets is WA looked really comfortable. Like they not smoked Queensland, but like they beat Queensland enough to sort of say, oh yeah, we'll probably be okay for the next few sets. But Queensland doing what Queensland do best, adjusting and just finding that extra gear. What do you reckon about this one?
I think this is one of those games where there was a lot of, I think, like quiet performers as well. We can touch on the loud performers because Bradley Sting had a belter of a game. Yeah. He looked really good, and we spoke about without Mitch Tully.
Yeah, who was going to stand up?
Who's going to take that load? And we did look last year, the few rounds of the many rounds that Mitch Tully wasn't there during the regular season. Brad Sting did take that load. He took it today. He took it on the weekend as well and played really well. And then someone who quietly, when we were reviewing the game and talking, it was like, did Ben Carlton have a bad game? And it's like, no, he had a good game.
Just a quiet
game,
it
was just quiet because it's like we saw what he did at Asian Champs playing with the Pirates and he looked really good, and it's like slotting between being back to being a pass hitter, maybe having to balance all the jobs that you have, but he still looked good.
Well, walking away with 17 attacks, 7 kills, 0 errors. He got blocked 10% of the time.
Yeah.
But like
he got 4 blocks back, so
like that's a fine performance from a second pass hitter. Brad Sting, however, walking away with 38 attempts, 15 kills at a 39% kill efficiency.
Yeah.
Errored 10% of the time. So what's that, like 3 or so?
Yeah.
Which is like pretty good. But the stat line I want to highlight here is 50% perfect positive percentage passing. Which is like exactly what you would want from your main pass hitter. A lot of teams will try and serve your main pass hitter, and I think it kind of looked like, at least for 2 of these sets, that WA were trying to put him under pressure. But it just didn't matter.
Yeah.
So that's a good stat line to look at. But on the other side, Dill Wood looked really, really good.
Yeah.
24 attacks, 11 kills, no errors. Kill efficiency at 45% as a pass hitter.
You know who else looked good?
Yeah.
Jose Martinez.
6
kills on 10%. Also, no errors.
Yeah.
100% passing percentage.
Yeah. we gassed him up for that one. Yeah.
Like they both had really good games, and this was a close one in the 5th that came down to 1 point.
Yeah.
Came down to golden point, correct? It was 17 all, or was it 17-16?
No, it was golden point. Yeah. I think because Nick Butler was serving and served them back all the way.
Yeah.
Like they were down like 5, I think I remember. Yeah. But a performance, he started off really, really well, and then I think he just ran out of steam. And this is what the biggest question was about WA is who's going to play opposite now that Tom Hepsonville's not there.
Yeah.
It's Daniel Piggott, their captain. So he came out of the gate really, really well. However, once I think there was a point there in the 3rd set where I think Queensland had figured him out because he got blocked 25% of the time.
Yeah, he was the highest blocked percentage, which is unfortunate because he was looking good. And then it is just when a team dials in on you and starts sending that help side cover because they know that if they do that, they'll get you.
Yeah.
Because there was still a lot of usage that has to go through him as the opposite on this team, getting equal most balls on the steal.
Yeah.
So it's just a tough job.
And this is funny because so WA ended up putting on, I think, Matthew Pallett for Dan Piggott in the last 3 sets after he sort of not having a great performance against Queensland's change-ups. Queensland did the same thing in the sense that Sam Peterino didn't have a good first 2 sets, and they ended up putting on another opposite. I cannot remember his name. You might be able to tell me. He was a much. Sam Peterino is quite a undersized opposite, but my God, he jumps to the gym. So it was just funny how both of these teams had to switch out their opposites, and that changed the sort of landscape of the last 3 sets. But this is a really high quality match. But Queensland getting the reverse sweep, it's just funny. Any other notable
in the grand final rematch?
It really is. And I don't know if it was. I think it was 4 sets at the grand final last year. I don't think it went all the way to 5.
Yeah. This is definitely one I'll give a rewatch, maybe just through the highlights to get the condensed.
Yeah.
Again, just to follow up because it was such a good game.
The other shout out on the Queensland Pirates side is Steve McDonald walking away with 11 points this match. So pretty good performance by him as well. And you sort of look at that Queensland team, you can't miss him. He's ginormous.
Yeah.
And just really good when they can activate him. It's also really good seeing Ben Bell back. I say back, but he missed a good chunk of the season last year, and it's good to see that back setting that team. Also of note from the Perth Steel side, Jose obviously played really well. Caleb Watson came on after not playing the first set, I believe, and was really good as well. Otherwise, this game was good.
Yeah, I think it was a good first weekend of volleyball to get us back and rolling for Super League. You know, get audiences back familiarised with playing to 18 points is such a different vibe, and a few of these games that finished early, it's just feels so awkward. Sorry to the Vipers women to win the 5th set, but then like walk off losing 3-2. I still just can't get over
so
that
weird,
as my
isn't
like
it?
last note on like the format to
Yeah.
win the last set and walk off
Because it's
having
so like,
lost. Like it happened to us a couple of times last year. Like
Yeah.
it just hurts.
because it's like bittersweet in the sense that like you like
We're still playing. You're still playing for a lot. Like it still matters.
Like the girls won, they celebrated, then it set in that like, oh, but we actually lost.
Yeah.
So like it was like, oh, like that's
and the
weird.
Phoenix side is like, oh, we just lost like a really long rally. I think or whatever it was lost, and then they go,
Oh wait, we actually won the match. Yeah,
That's
like
so
it's
funny.
such a like a whiplash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll look at next round or like tomorrow for all those who are listening. Queensland Pirates versus Vipers, Melbourne Vipers. That's in Queensland on the Sunday, starting at 12 p.m.
12 p.m. So it's a nice midday game if you're up in Queensland. A fair few of us will be
Yeah.
just there. Maybe I'll poke my head in.
What do you mean?
Hopefully-
you better poke your head in.
Hopefully goes better for Vipers. You know, you can get an upset here and that will ease some tensions and fears of the ladder because we know Pirates are going to be a team fighting for the 1 or 2 slot on the ladder. So if you can upset them a little bit, make them drop down, keep yourself, get up early in this season so you're not end of the year fighting for 1 championship point to hold on to 4th. Like you've got to get comfortable early.
I think both these Vipers teams will be looking at a minimum to walk away with sets.
Yeah.
Like it's brutal to 5-0. Like it's a really, really
I
unfortunate
think
result.
there's always a chance of like there is a strong chance of these teams winning as well because Vipers when the men's side when they were firing and they were low error like it's a whole different team.
Yeah.
Next up, also on Sunday, these are all Sunday games, 2:30, Storm versus Steel in Adelaide.
Yeah. This one's exciting. I just like these two teams battling it out. I think the men last year was a really good match. I think I was there for it in the semis.
Yeah.
They don't have quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, you weren't there for a quarter, they don't exist.
No, yeah. And same with the women. Like because SA had a quote unquote an easier start against Canberra, but WA had Queensland and they did really well. So
Yeah.
it's like, can they back it up 2 weeks in a row? Was that a fluke from Queensland to not play that well? Like, what's going on here? I suspect this will be a good game too.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. The Storm side, both men and women, are really good passing teams. I don't actually think we gave Libros enough credit. Ben Williamson had a tremendous game for the Storm men. I think he passed at like 60+% positive.
Definitely skipped the Libros because we're looking at top scorers, not top passes.
I looked at everything. Trying to just touch back on it now because Steel are also a pretty good passing team, but it's about who in this matchup will activate their middles more, who's going to be able to get the open looks. So these teams it'll be good matches. Because the Storm women use their middles more than anyone. I think they're fighting with Steel to see who can use their middles more. After round 1, Storm used them more, so we'll see if Steel will claim that title back.
But I wonder if, and this is just a credit to like Queensland serving with WA, is I wonder if South Australia doesn't use their middles as much because WA would be a stronger serving team than Canberra. Like, how does that look? And then it's just another battle of how well you can be out of system.
Yeah.
And then last match of the day is Canberra Heat versus New South Wales.
Yeah. This one will have a little overlap, so I'm interested to see how that'll work on KO if they do multiple channels rather than on the weekend it was just a continuous stream. So as the Adelaide
No, they
game,
had multiple. You could switch over if you went back out.
Yeah, but they delayed the second game because they had to wait for the first game to finish.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. I heard camera 1, camera 2.
Oh, really?
So it was just pending that where the other games couldn't run overtime because there was a game because the Vipers games were directly slotted afterwards.
Right.
So I'd be interested to see if that means that KO has the capability. So maybe there's more people on staff to manage that.
Manage that.
New South Wales Phoenix versus Canberra Heat at 3 p.m. in Sydney. Hopefully, this means Canberra Heat, mainly on the men's side, had some veterans, some well-known names that didn't appear in round 1. Maybe when it's a little closer to home, they'll make the trip out. So Canberra Heat, like namely Trav Pass is one of the names to watch. He's on the team list. We didn't see him week 1. We'll see if he pops his head up. But like even Bourgeot will be back again, so it'll be good to see. And we'll see if the Phoenix men will roll again and keep refining it to put themselves in better and better positions as this season goes, or the Phoenix women if they just keep looking good.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I'm keen for that one. That's about all we got for you.
That's all we got for you today.
Although, can I add one more, Shane?
Nah.
Okay. I'm adding it anyways. KO cutting off Queensland WA broadcast early. I don't know if that was a mistake or not, but it ended in set 4, not set 5. So no one got to see set 5.
Did it?
Yeah, because I was watching it live and it just like cut off and everyone was like, did it cut off for you too? And I was like, yep, it's all gone. Oh. So I don't know, do you reckon that was because the broadcast time went over or?
No, because there was no one after them.
Well, that's a shame. Anyways, yeah, what do you guys got for predictions for this week? Alex and I,
mate.
Don't ask me mine.
Yeah.
Throw them in the comments.
You're going to get fired.
I'm going to get fired. I won't get fired.
Because it's a good game. This is good. There's a lot of talent around the league, I reckon, this year. I think it's
not like averaged out, but I think the ceiling is higher, but everyone's kind of raised to that a little bit.
Yeah, there's still a lot of distribution about who has good games and who has quiet games, but the floor is definitely higher as well.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Let us know. Let us know if you're watching the World Champs as well, who your picks are. We're chit-chatting it about in everywhere. Okay, so come tell us when Iran's in the gold medal match.
Yeah.
You know, when there's a big upset. That's my prediction.
Sure.
Now, maybe check you. They're going to be there.
Oh, no, I'm not watching it if it is.
It'll be good.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in the next one.